The speech is entitled Owning the Ownership. Owning the Ownership, Tyler Hamm. Mega applause for Tyler.
What is the first thing that comes to mind when you think about personal responsibility? Some of you may think about accountability or humility, or maybe even having to apologize. That is what I think of. There are many other ways of defining personal responsibility, but those are just some of the ways that I look at it. The psychologist Jordan Peterson, author of the book called 12 Rules for Life, puts it this way. The more meaning, or the more responsibility that you take on, the more meaning your life has. I have always wanted more meaning in my life, so I would like to share with you 3 lessons of responsibility that I have learned. Responsibility starts with a thought. Taking you way back to 2015, when I started thinking about taking ownership of my life. Nicholas and I had been friends from the 7th grade, and we were now 19 and ready to launch. We wanted to move out, move on, and rent a house together. To our surprise, both of our parents talked to us about buying a house rather than renting one. It was a risk getting into homeownership with a friend. And believe me, we heard all of the horror stories. But figured, what the heck? The market was hot and the houses were selling fast. And we had this awesome real estate agent who found us a home that we wanted to look at. It was in a new neighborhood, close to an elementary school, and perfect for a young family when we decided to sell. The plan was to live there no longer than 3 to 4 years. Responsibility takes action. Due to the forced savings plan, which my parents highly encouraged, the process of buying the house went fast. And when I talk about fast, that is an understatement. The day we looked at the house, we put in an offer, and the same evening we received a counteroffer from the homeowners and accepted it. Whew! Things were moving way faster than we had expected. In the process, the bank also became our best friend, and it helped that I knew the bank manager. Hold on. Nick had not started his work season yet, so he was able to take care of all the requirements the bank had. Within a week, we got our mortgage approval, and ta-da! We were homeowners. Responsibility teaches lessons. We owned the house for 2.5 years, and homeownership taught us a lot of life lessons that I will share with you shortly. One day, Nick decided to get married and bail on me. Well, the plan was that if one of us wanted to sell, we were both going to sell and move on to make it as fair as possible. The experience of homeownership taught me 3 incredibly valuable lessons. Lesson number 1, respect the neighbors. We had already been annoying the neighbors with our loud cars, and we liked to host campfires in the backyard with some of our friends. One evening, we had a campfire in the backyard and got some uninvited guests. Some inebriated girls showed up to crash the party. They accidentally ended up on our neighbor's yard, which we had to hurry and let them know they were on the wrong yard and bring them back to our own. Good thing they weren't naked, right? Lesson number 2, own your reputation. Sometimes we get messages about our perceived behavior from surprising sources. One of my high school buddies was working with my neighbor at the time and was talking about hanging out with me. My neighbor told him to not hang out with him because he is too rowdy. Me? Too rowdy? No. Sure, some of my fun was loud, but I didn't see myself as rowdy, but others did. As a result, as a result of the feedback, I started growing up a bit more and owning my actions. Lesson number 3: financial responsibility. Owning a home gives you many life lessons, especially financial lessons. Did you know that the bank takes the mortgage payment out of the account before any of the other bills are paid? Yeah, neither did I. We never missed a payment though. We had a system where we would both contribute equally to an account and never missed a payment of any kind. So where am I today? Maybe a similar place to you. Every phase of my life, sorry, I've learned lessons and I have many more to learn. Every phase of my life is helping me learn personal responsibility, probably just like you. Are you taking ownership of your life today? I'm trying and still learning lessons every day. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.